Hello everyone, my name is Pink Yulia and welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime. Last time, Chisa and Emily had gotten more aggressive towards each other, fighting more often, and looking for the treasure, Emily has lost hope in finding it. Emily only has roughly a day left on the island, so it's not looking too good for them finding anything. But in order to cheer her up, we decided to take her to a special location, so let's find out where that is. We scarfed down the last of our ice cream, and then stood up. I still haven't agreed to go. I ignored Emily, pretending I didn't hear her, as we all headed out to the sea once more. I love that face, and also, seems like a perfect response to ignore someone and just force them along with you. I don't care if you're not agreeing to come, you're coming anyway. Ooh, nice clouds. What is this place? Ooh. Like a little cave or something? Or just a isolated beach? Oh, it's the title screen! That makes sense, sort of. Emily stood on the tiny beach, her jaw hanging open. We used to play here all the time. It was like our secret base out in the ocean. This tiny island was originally a mountain that had appeared in the middle of the ocean, but it was worn down by erosion. Oh, that's cool. We call it Minamijima. I hope I'm not, butchering that. We call it Minamijima. It's totally deserted. Minamijima, a small uninhabited island southwest of Chichijima. It features a cave once used by the Japanese military. There's a small bay accessible to small boats through a fissure in the cliffs, which is this part here, but Emily's kind of blocking it. There he is, right there. The only way in was by boat through a large gaping hole in the cliffs. On the other side was an inlet housing the beach we were all gathered on. It was no exaggeration to say the view was stunning. It was a tiny paradise. I've seen stuff like this in movies. It's like a pirate's hideout. I totally get how you feel, but could you help out a bit? Chisa and I, and eventually Emily, pulled the outrigger canoe out of the water and into the beach. This island is surrounded by lots of rock formations, so bigger cruise ships can't get too close. Something small like this canoe is fine, though. The Ogasawara Islands were formed by volcanic eruptions, which is why they look more like mountains sticking up out of the sea. Additionally, due to this type of formation, there were very few shallow beaches and lots of rocky cliffs. Quite different from the seas around the Okinawan Islands. I'm butchering all these names, I'm so sorry. Wow, it's just like I remember. It is beautiful, but people hardly ever visit. The beach ran right up to the rocks, which only led to rocky hills. There were hardly even any plants growing. As you climbed up higher, entrances to caves could be found too. It was the perfect spot for kids to play. Okay then, let's go for a dip. Chisa stripped down to her swimsuit. Woohoo! Screaming like a small kid, she took off running and dived into the water. Crap, she has all the fun. I should have worn my trunks. After Chisa went under, it would be a while before she came back up. Those that didn't know better might start to worry. Anyway, this place is really nice. I'm sure even you could relax here, Emily. I'm not really in the mood, though. We never found the ghost ship, plus I have to go back tomorrow. I don't think the ghost ship will ever appear if you don't learn to like the ocean a bit. Just then, Chisa flew into the air from the center of the bay. Below her, a dolphin came leaping up too. Wow! Too high! Aw, it's such a cute picture! Look at this, it's adorable. I can't get over the chibi art style for this. Riding Finn, or rather being made to ride Finn, Chisa was flung into the air. Yeah! They both fell back into the water. I swear Finn just, like, stalks Chisa. He always knows where she is at all times. Oh my gosh! Emily was holding her chest, shocked at the sight of those two bursting out of the serene waters. Come on, Finn! That's too much! You're trying to impress the cute girl. She's not some yokel tourist, you goofball! That's hilarious. Finn dived deep, trying to lead Chisa down, but she couldn't resist. She dove in after. That dolphin. It's like he knows where Chisa is. He showed up yesterday, too. That's what I just said. It's not like he knows. He does know. But how? By sound, apparently. Huh? I like how they're explaining how it works. You know Chisa's shell necklace? When she dives in, he can hear the sound it makes. Dolphins have very good hearing. No matter how far he is, if he hears that sound, he comes to play. And of course, Chisa keeps that necklace on to let Finn know where she is. That's cute. I thought it was just a tropical island accessory. I can't take it anymore. Huh? I jumped up, and when I started taking off my t-shirt, Emily hid her face behind her hands. Wait, what are you? But I was just wearing regular underwear. I took off my shoes and socks and ran down to the beach, still in my pants, and jumped into the water. Ah, that feels so good. Oh, I thought I was going to faint. Emily seemed quite shocked. Emily, you should come in too. The water's nice and cool. It feels great. No way. I can't even swim. You're fine. The water's really shallow, so it should only come up to your knees. Your clothes won't even get wet. Oh, you finally made it, Hiroki. Yeah. Alright, you asked for it. This is cute. And even Finn's joining in. That's adorable. While Chisa and I had our water fight, Finn swam around us happily. Emily sat alone on the beach and watched. What the heck? Leaving me here while they go have fun? If it's really shallow, maybe I can. Yeah, it must be really awkward. And she must feel kind of left out. The water's so cool. It feels great. Emily took off her shoes and went in barefoot up to her knees, holding her skirt to keep it dry. She stared at her own legs in wonder. That's the face of someone who's never been in water before. Hey, everything okay? I'm fine. The water is just so clear. Of course it is. It's ocean water. No, actually, ocean water that's clear is rare. You've just never been off the islands. Oh, that's rich, country boy. Why, you... We started our water fight again. Emily, left alone once more, started to get bored. Yeah. Splish! I guess she tried to make a little splash. She raised her leg a little and kicked the water. She'd never reach us at that rate. Take that! Splish, splish! Emily was like a little kid touching water for the first time. timidly splashing around. It was kind of cute. And as I was thinking on these pleasant thoughts... Chisa sent a huge wave over to Emily. As it hit her right in the face, she froze in shock. What are you... Splash again. I think I just swallowed some. That wasn't me. Sorry. What's wrong with you, hero? Well, you're all wet now, you might as well, I said as I waved her over. No way. Emily, stubborn as ever, folded her arms and looked away. She was a tough cookie. Splash! Oh, nice bra. Several buckets worth of water cascaded down on Emily, leaving her soaked to the bone. And I bet that was Finn. As droplets of water ran down her hair and over her face, Emily stared in shock. We all knew the culprit. Oh, how did I know? Finn seemed to smile merrily as he waved his tail fin, taunting her. Oh boy. I can't believe he... That's it! You stop right there! Emily took off after the fleeing Finn. Naturally, Emily had no idea what would happen if she tried to run in water. Why, no! Sploosh! She lost her footing in the water and did a perfect belly flop. Oof. The sea was shallow here, so there was no real danger. However... Emily, are you okay? I ran to help her when she didn't come up on her own. And that's why I hate the ocean. No idea what you're talking about. Chisa took off after Finn. Emily sat in knee-deep water and glared at her enemy, the ocean. Just give up and swim. What? I mean, you're already soaked down to your underwear, right? My underwear? Emily turned bright red and looked at her lower body. Then she looked nervously at the rocky cliffs guarding the entrance of the inlet. Will you hold my hand? She said with her eyes turned up, looking embarrassed. She must really have been scared of the water. I guess I wouldn't mind going for a swim if you held my hand. Oh yes, we get another choice! Sure thing. I'll definitely hold your hand. Sure thing, as long as you're in the water, I'll never let go. What's the matter? I didn't say never. You make it sound like we're getting married. It seemed to me like she was reading into the gesture a bit too much. Fine, how about I'll hold on until you feel okay? Okay, let's go. I took Emily's hand and led her out into the deeper water. She became hesitant as the water began to rise above her clothes. And in that sailor uniform, it was quite a rare sight to behold. But whoa! It can't touch the bottom! If you just hold still, you'd float. Grab onto me. Right. Emily placed a hand on my shoulder. She didn't have to worry about sinking, but she didn't have a good control of her body either, so she held on to me tightly. Sorry. Yeah, I should be thanking you. I'm getting hugged by a cute girl after all. Hero, you sound like some kind of playboy. Why? Just a feeling since you said stuff like that before. You just seem used to it. If I was, wouldn't I have at least one girlfriend by now? You don't? Unfortunately, no. But what about Chisa? Chisa? She's just an old friend. Besides, we haven't seen each other for nearly 4 years now. And she said something about a boyfriend. I only vaguely recalled that conversation. Emily eyed me suspiciously. Well, you don't say flirty stuff like that to her. That's because I'm not some crazy skirt chaser. I was really only trying to be nice. Oh, it drops off here, so be careful. Just beyond the inlet entrance, the seafloor dropped away like a cliff and got much deeper. Oh no! Relax. There's nothing to be afraid of. But my legs! I'm gonna drown! Why don't you take a look below the surface? You'll see the ocean is nothing to be afraid of. But it is. There are sharks and evil dolphins. Dolphins like that are pretty rare. To show her how, I took a deep breath and went under. I looked up and winked at Emily from under the water. Emily gave up and followed suit. Baby steps. Try opening your eyes. She couldn't hear me, but I tapped her shoulder and she got the message. Emily slowly opened her eyes. The first thing she saw was probably air bubbles. The air we breathed out was climbing back to the surface. Then came the sunlight piercing the clear water. A view of the seafloor was spread out beyond the oscillating curtain of the light. There were coral reefs. Ooh, fishies! And schools of fish. It was beautiful, a scene scattered with organisms colored like gems. Emily gazed ahead in wonder, while I watched her from the side. Her face suddenly turned a shade of blue. I quickly tapped her on the shoulder, then pointed upward. I almost died! Of course you did. Remember to breathe. Right. Got it. Breathe. Breathe. So, how was it? Looks like you were so cut up you forgot to breathe. It seemed like she was too stubborn to admit the truth. Her face reddened and her lips grew tight as she spoke. Well, I mean, I guess you could call that pretty, at the very least. She seemed to be looking for a word that went beyond just pretty. As Emily laid a hand on my shoulder, she appeared reluctant to say more as she stared at the sparkling surface. It wasn't dark at all down there. Light sparkled everywhere, like looking through a crystal. Instead of finding a treasure chest, she began to see the ocean as treasure in of itself. Can we do it again? As many times as you want. Emily took another deep breath, ready to go back under, when suddenly something huge floated into view. It was Chisa riding Finn. Don't sneak up on me like that. I was holding my breath. My lungs could have exploded. She's kind of an over-exaggerator, huh? And what have you two lovebirds been up to this whole time? I was just lending a hand. You know she can't swim. As sweet as ever. I wish you'd lend me a hand sometimes. I'd like to meet a swimmer good enough to lend you a hand. That would probably only be Finn, an actual dolphin at this point. Come on, Emily. I'll show you around the island. No way! You know I can't swim. It's fine. Finn will carry you. Right, buddy? So cute. Like I trust him. Emily let go of my shoulder and began dog paddling furiously toward the beach. But she sank almost immediately. Yeah! and faster than I could reach her. Finn held her up on the surface. Thank you. That's the second time you saved me. Maybe you really are a nice dolphin. Finn is a friend to anyone who loves the sea. I wondered if Finn was starting to warm up to Emily now that she had warmed up to the sea. But as he wasn't your conventional dolphin, it was best not to let your guard down. Whoa! Wait, where are you going? Finn began swimming out of the inlet with Emily still on top, clutching his dorsal fin. Chisa! It's fine. He knows what he's doing, Chisa said before taking off after them. I was nowhere near Chisa's level when it came to swimming, so I decided to wait in the inlet. About 5 minutes later, the 2 girls and 1 dolphin came back to the beach. That was terrifying. You liar! You were safe on Finn the whole time. How far out did you go? Just one time around Minamijima. We took it slow. Finn had been quite careful with Emily and kept his speed under tight control. But since it was Emily's first time on a dolphin, it probably still fell incredibly fast. It was terrifying, but fun. She had been trembling, though suddenly her eyes sparkled as she pumped her fist in the air. Oh, Hiroki! It was so beautiful! Oh, and on the other side of the island, there were all these fish, and Emily told me all about the things she'd seen. All this fish talk is making me hungry. I think we'd have sashimi for dinner tonight. Don't eat them! You're terrible. How could you want to eat all those cute little fish? Exactly. Like you 2 weren't eating those cute little fish last night. That was different. Exactly. This is getting absurd. They're actually agreeing on something. I think Chase is just trying to stir things up so we're not as close to Emily. But I doubt this will have any effect on the relationship. Well, at least you're done hating the sea. No way, not at all. The ocean's terrifying. It sounded like she had enjoyed herself, though. Maybe it was like riding a roller coaster for her. The sea around Ogasawara is totally different from the one I know. It doesn't smell bad, and it's so clear. That is true. Yep, that's how it is here. Anyway, let's go have some fun. Yeah. We ran around the shallows like little kids, splashing, jumping, floating on the surface like jellyfish. I was in my pants and Emily in her uniform, but we didn't care at all. After about an hour, we were all totally exhausted. Let's go rest in the shade. Agreed. Huh? But I want to keep playing. Some folks get carried away playing in the sun and have to go to the hospital for their sunburn the next day. Sunburn? It's an actual burn, you know. In bad cases, they blister. Ah! Emily took off running out of the water and threw herself into the shade of the rocks. Chisa and I strolled over to lay down in the shade. See you later. We cooled down under the shade of the rocks, and eventually, we all closed our eyes. So they fell asleep. I'm guessing. Oh yeah, the Typhoon! Uh-oh. The sounds of rising winds could be heard, and I could feel something cold hitting my bare skin. Oh, it's Finn! He's screaming at us! Finn was getting more frantic. Shut up! Just let me sleep. The sea is scary. So scary. But pretty. Drip drop. My eyes opened as the cold drops hit my face. Finn trying to warn us to get the hell out of Dodge. Where am I? Why am I sleeping here? To my half-asleep mind, the scenery looked unfamiliar, and I couldn't remember how I ended up here. But as my mind began to clear, a sudden realization took all the blood from my face. Not so pretty now, is it? This place was quite familiar, but I had never seen it look so ominous and windswept. Chisa, wake up! Just a little more. Emily, get up! Leave me alone, Papa. I looked at the sky. The clear blue, clear sky, weird sentence, was covered in dark gray clouds. Below them, the shrill wind howled through the cliffs and across the beach. Finn was shrieking at Chisa from the water, trying to warn her. This is bad. What am I doing here? We fell asleep on the beach. The beach? We're still on Minamijima, and look at the sky. What? It's a typhoon! Chisa began checking the weather forecast on her smartphone. But it was obvious. Emily, wake up! Emily! What's wrong? We have to get out of here. What? Chisa was already up and getting the canoe ready to go. I ran over to help. Why are you guys in such a rush? This is a typhoon. If we don't hurry, we'll never make it back to Chichijima. Come on, Emily, help! Yeah, sure. The three of us pushed the canoe off the beach and into the water. We quickly climbed inside as Chisa tried to start the engine. Huh? What's wrong? The engine won't start. What? Is it broken? I have no idea, but it won't start at all. Instinctively, I grabbed the paddles and started rowing. Chisa kept trying the engine, but it wasn't looking promising. Oh, what the heck? What is with this thing? There was clearly no choice but to row back to Chichijima. But that soon became impossible, too. Oh, wow! Look at those waves! The small inlet was sheltered, so there were hardly any waves at all, but right beyond the inlet, the sea was in an uproar. There's no way we can cross that in a canoe. And then, the skies opened up. It's pouring! I used the paddles to take us back to the beach. We have to pull it up so it doesn't get swept away. Yeah. Got it. As we pulled the canoe into the beach, the heavy rain continued, and our clothes, dry after our nap, were soon soaked again. What should we do? We have to get out of the rain. Let's head for a cave. We rushed to take shelter in one of the caves in the rocky hillside. We found level ground and tried to get comfortable. Emily and Chisa sat to either side of me. Outside, the heavy rain had grown into a full-on storm. The typhoons in Ogasawara Islands were different from the mainland, and for a first-timer, they could be terrifying. If we were out in the open water now, we could have drowned. Seriously, if the engine hadn't broken, we would be in real trouble. Chisa said gloomily, listening to the wind wailing outside. We had already contacted our families and been told to sit tight in a cave. Huh? Just for a little bit? Emily took my hand, her expression worried. It's okay, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you, Hiro. Emily gripped my hand a little more tightly. Yeah. Jealousy at its finest. What are you doing, Chisa?
It's nothing. Really. Just feeling a little cold.
Chisa said, grabbing my arm and squeezing it up against me. Hey!
What?
You didn't mind the little lady over there,
And I'm scared too.
That's not what I meant. Chisa was in her swimsuit, and I was shirtless. With her so close, her bare skin sat right against mine. Your boob is touching me.
What's that?
Never mind. With Chisa's breast resting against my arm, its softness was made all the more apparent. When we were little, Chisa and I had bathed together, but there had been no trace of the body filling her bikini now. This is cute. Love triangle. That's a really nice lighting and art in general. The art and even the animations for this have been absolutely like stunning for a visual novel. Like with visual novels, it's kind of a hit and miss with art styles.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a huge gust of wind blew into the cave, and the two girls shrieked and grabbed onto me. It was hard to breathe, squeezed between them. We should be safe in this cave.
How do you know that? Where's your proof?
Emily pulled closer, her eyes full of tears, though her eyes also suggested that any uninvited advances would be swiftly rejected. This is a bunker used by the Imperial Japanese Army in World War II, right, Chisa?
Yeah, at least that's what my grandpa said. Used by the army?
After hearing that, Emily seemed to become bothered by something else. Supposedly, there was a base here on Ogasawara. And so all of the sunken battleships and freighters in the seas around the Ogasawara Islands turned into tourist attractions. The famous Battle of Iwo Jima took place on the Ogasawara Islands. But that was still far from Chichijima. The Ogasawara Islands went pretty far out into the Pacific Ocean. And that's why there are so many.
So many what?
Ghosts of fallen soldiers. Chisa used a spooky voice to attempt to scare Emily.
The ghosts of the soldiers who don't know the war is over wander the island every night. You're lying. I don't believe in ghosts. There's no such thing. It's unscientific. You believing or not believing in them doesn't matter. They still appear. There's no such thing. If they're here, bring them out then.
Are you sure?
No, don't.
As Emily buried her face in my shoulder, it was apparent that she was afraid of more than the sea.
Come on, Chisa. That's enough.
Sure, fine. At any rate, if this keeps up, we'll be the ghost.
Oh.
Emily became gloomy when she remembered our situation.
I wonder if we'll die here.
You're getting carried away. We'll make it back once the storm clears.
Ah!
The poorly timed gust of wind blew in, getting the girls all worked up again.
We're done for. Nothing can save us. Mama, Papa, I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me for being so selfish.
Don't be silly. This typhoon is nothing for Ogasawara.
You're one to talk. You're shaking too.
That's just because I'm cold.
Well then, put on your sweatshirt and stop grabbing all over Hiro.
I can do what I want. Besides, this way's much warmer with his skin against mine. The two of them tightened their grips like anacondas. Oh my gosh.
Since we're going to die anyway, I'll just say it. I hate you, Chisa.
Excuse me? Oh my gosh, look at this, it's so cute!
You're always teasing me, and you keep getting between me and Hero!
And with that, she glared at Chisa's hand on my arm.
I'm not getting between anything, and I'm not teasing you! Liar! I'm not lying, it's just, you're so childish. It's irritating. Childish? You're so mean!
You're one to talk! Come on, girls, cut it out!
Shut it, Hiroki. It's got nothing to do with you.
It does too! If you two want to keep arguing, stop squeezing me!
Bully! Selfish brat! Did you hear that, Hero? I only insulted her once, but she insulted me 3 times! Oh, 3 is nothing. I can keep going. She says a bully, 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 bully!
Emily's a spoiled. Ugh. Ugh. Stop it right now! I put myself between them to stop their fight. This is not the time for a fight. Right now we have to work together.
You don't have to tell me. She started it. Well, we're done anyway. It felt good to get it off my chest. Good night!
Emily turned her back to us and lay down on the floor of the cave. She closed her eyes but never released my hand. Ugh, that was my line. Chisa turned away to lay down. She didn't hold my hand but pushed her back right against me. It looked like they were both going to sleep in a huff. Oh boy. It would be a while before the typhoon moved on, and sleeping was a much better way to kill time than fighting. I made myself comfortable and decided to continue my nap. Oof! That was, intense. Hey, the typhoon's going away. I think that will be where we stop for now. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.